We're about to go live. mm, y'all, let's center this. Hello. Oh my goodness. Wow, 9 seconds went by that fast, that fast, that fast. I'm glad I did a little something for you all. I know we have all these filters and such out here, but look, I did a little something for you all. I'm gonna tell you what it is in a second for a quick a light. We're not even gonna call it a beat, a light base, right? We can call it a light base. Well, hello, y'all. I am Tosh. This is Diva Styles pod. Diva Styles TV podcast. This is Diva Styles podcast TV. No, Diva Styles TV podcast. I'm going to edit this out on here. Hello, everyone. This is Diva Styles TV podcast. I'll be editing part of this out, but I see we have an entry, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to see you all. Um, I'm excited to see you all. Uh, hello, everyone. This is Tosh. This is Diva Styles TV podcast, and we are going to dive right in. I am, oh my gosh, exhausted after the day. You probably can see it in my eyes, but I did a little something for you all just to, and like I say, it's clearer on my cell phone than it is on my computer. I'm going to be switching this out. We're going to be switching it out, making it a little bit more, techy and such. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to start. You just got to start where you are, right? And so, anywho, got a little, I fumbled a little bit in the beginning, but it's all good. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. So this is Diva Styles TV podcast, and it is, oh gosh, I forgot the day. It's Tuesday. I try to get these done like Monday, Tuesday, but it is definitely um, it is definitely middle of the week. We are now technically about to go into Wednesday. So again, I'm Tosh. This is Diva Styles TV podcast, and we are now live. Right, we are now live. So we're gonna make this kind of quick, right? Because it's late. I'm not even gonna tell y'all. Did I tell you how late it is? Never mind. I just told you. If you missed it, you missed it. I don't even want to think about the time. We're just gonna roll right along because I will not have any other time today or this week, I should say, to get this done unless I miss a meeting later on this week. So I wanted to make sure I got this done before the end of the week, right? And so, anyway, here we are. So there are two things I want to go over today, right, for Diva Styles TV podcast, and this is respect the business. Respect the business. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, we have a few episodes that are under our belt. Two episodes I still need to upload. I have not uploaded those. I like to at least run through them for a second. I'm not going to say I'm not editing them. Sometimes I may edit it. Sometimes you're going to catch some bloopers and I'm just going to leave it just because it's raw. It's organic. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? But yeah, I don't want it to be like super coiffed, super perfect. I want it to be, kind of organic in a sense, but still makes sense. And normally I would have my notes in front of me, but I'm getting finished for the day with clients, and I did not. Did I bring my tablet? You know what? I think I did bring my tablet. I thought I left it in my what's the name, but I think I did put it in my computer bag. No, no, it's not. It's okay. So the first thing that we're going to cover today on Diva Styles TV podcast, respect the business, is about new stylists. New stylists, we're talking directly to you, new stylists. This can even apply to people who are just getting back into the industry, right? But new stylists. So how can you be more productive? So the title is going to be How to Build Your Clientele. Okay, how to build your clientele. Now, and because this is a big thing, this is a big industry. You put a lot of time, effort, resources, money, um, uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Sacrifice. Oh my gosh, sacrifice to go to school or to get that certification and so on and so forth. So, yeah, we want to make sure that we do the necessary things, right? To not just go to school or go get that certification or go get that license and then boom, the clients are just supposed to come. The clients are just supposed to come. They're just supposed to show up in your chair. They're supposed to show up at your suite. They're supposed to show up at your salon. They're supposed to show up at your station. They're supposed to show up at your table, on your table, massage therapist. They're just supposed to show up now that you're licensed, now that you have that certification. And it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. I wish it did. I wish I could tell you otherwise. It just does not work that way, right? It takes time. Um, so, let me start from the beginning. So, in case you don't know how I got my start, so let's see who is so far back. I just can't believe this much time has passed by. That's what's up. I'm excited, but at the same time, you're like, ugh, I have so much I gotta get done. And so that's one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast, this TV, this live stream, this YouTube channel, if you will, because I want to make sure that I pour into others as much as I can. Like when it's my time to give an accountability, I want to be like, hey, I did everything that I felt like I could do in order to pour back into others, to sow into others, not just my family, because family is a ministry. I had to learn that family is a ministry. So we don't want to just, diminish ourselves and diminish what we do and our accomplishments because we're not always outside of the home. You have to make sure home is good first. You can't get out there trying to save the world if you can't have home together. So, but yeah, I want to make sure that we're pouring into one another because I don't know everything, right? So that's why this platform is going to be so important to others in the industry: male, female, barbers, stylists, nail techs, brow techs, whomever, massage therapists, and such. So, as I've stated before in other videos, I'm just going to use the term beauty professionals. So, let's get to the topic because we have one more topic to discuss, and I don't want to be here all night. So, but before we do that, like, look, I did a little something for y'all. I'm so excited. I should have done it before and after because y'all are gonna see this probably with a filter on it. At least on here, I don't know how to do filters and stuff on this YouTube, but at least on here you're gonna see a filter. But even without a filter, I am feeling this. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. So quickly, well, we'll get to that when I get to the beauty. I will get to that when I get to the beauty segment. But I don't know. This thing just wants to cut out when it wants to cut out. But again, this is Diva Styles TV. Respect the business, and the topic for the day is how to build your clientele. How to build your clientele, right? And so this is mainly for my new stylists, right? So I'm kind of going to be repetitive because I don't know why my phone stopped recording. I don't know, but anyway, technology, Lord have mercy. But let's go ahead and dive in because we do have another topic to cover, and I want to make sure we get to that. And then during our beauty segment, I will get into what I did, a little light something. We're gonna call it a light face. I'm not gonna call it a light B because I really don't have makeup on, but I do have makeup on. And so, but I'm tired. It's been a long day, and so I wanted to at least do a little something for you all. So I want to kind of go over a couple of products, and we'll do that in our beauty segment. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it out now and put it in front of me because if we don't, I'm gonna cut this off and forget to show you. So, okay, just wanted to pull out my bag really quickly. I'm gonna pull out a couple of these products. So if you're like, I don't have time, I don't really have time to deal with this type of stuff. I don't have the time. I don't know what to purchase. I'm going to show you what you can get in order to get the results that you're looking for. I'm going to put, yeah. And yep, that's it. That's all. All right, cool. Oh, let's do a gloss. We don't have a gloss, but let's do another gloss. All right, cool. I'm going to set that right over there. Cool. So anyway, I'm harsh. So let's dive in. Respect the business. How to build your clientele. Now, let me have a disclaimer. I'm in no way, shape, or form an expert in how to build clientele. I only can tell you from experience how to do so, and that's what we're going to do right now. So, how did I build my clientele? Like I was saying before on YouTube, I don't know if I have it on IG still because, again, I just happened to look up and I didn't see recording. So, and we want to keep these about 15, 20, no more than 30 minutes a pop, especially since we have two to cover in one evening, one night. Um, and so, I got started as an admissions representative. I was recruited to be an admissions representative, and so that's what I did for a few years. And then once I left there, I ended up working at a salon, totally by happenstance. Um, and so, then after that, I started to build my clientele, and in the midst of that, I went and got my license. I went to school, which was quite the sacrifice. Then I was building my clientele along the way. And then, no way, shape, or form, I'm saying follow my path. I'm just telling you how I got here. That's all I'm telling you. You do what you will. You know how to get it done. You do what you do. You got to do what you do. But I was like, I don't want to wait till I finish school and then start because it was always already quite a sacrifice to go to school. So I built my clientele, long story short, because I've already gone over this on another video. And then, okay, hold on. I don't know why it's disconnected. It's telling me something. That's the only thing about being on your phone, notifications, right? I need to turn off. I need to put it on airplane mode when I'm on the phone, when I'm on here. And so, yeah, long story short, and so yeah, I started to build my clientele. But the whole idea here is to tell you how I did that, right? And so it's just I'm gonna try not to get on my soapbox because it just really grinds my teeth when I see people just being, for lack of a better term, I'm sorry, lazy, lazy, lazy. And I understand we all want what we want, when we want it, how we want it, right then and there. But that's not how this goes. That's not life. That's not how this goes. It is what it is. I had no intentions of wearing this ponytail over my shoulder like this, but it works. It works. It works. It's working. I think it's given. I think it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. We're giving simplicity. So whenever we have a nice little purple pant on, it's really comfortable. Every time I wear this pant, I get compliments on it. Um, I get compliments on them. And so anyway, and I haven't worn hoop earrings, and God knows how I do not wear earrings like hoop earrings. I try to keep it like studs, keep it super neutral. But I was like, we're gonna do something different because I intended on keeping it pulled back in a ponytail all day, and just brushed her out, and she's been good all day. She doesn't tangle or anything. So that's a shameless GG28 plug, but I'll tag all that in here. So how did I do it? Like literally, I powdered the pavement. So there's a guy on here, and he's now into real estate. When I say on here, I mean on my IG platform. Let me say, and so I see him on my social media, and one day he was out like putting out flyers, right? Not just random tacky flyers, like they looked good, and he was putting out flyers. And I really, really, that spoke to me because I'm like, that's what I did. That's what I did in the beginning, right? That's one of the things I had to do. I was just telling someone earlier today, like I gave out like over 1,500 flyers in one day, in 1 week. And the reason why I know that is because I got some from the printer, and then I gave them all out, and then I got another order from the printer, and then I picked those up, and then I gave all of those out. And it was probably more than that. Like it was like 600 here, 900 there, blah, blah, blah. So let's just say within a week and a half, I had over 1,500 flyers that I gave out by myself, right? We're not talking about a budget. I didn't have a budget for mail. You're like, well, why didn't you just put them in the mail? I didn't have a budget for a mailing list. I didn't have a budget that I know of for postage and all of that stuff, and paying the printer and all these different things. Honey, I was making sure food was on the table, that the kids were good, that I kept my sanity. That's what I was trying to do. And then I got finished with school so that I could go to the next level, right? Because I didn't want to work for anybody anymore. I had already done that. I worked 2, 3 jobs. I've had the desk, the office. I did all that. I remember praying, hey, I would love to get out of this. Lord, if you just get me off this hamster wheel. That's what I recall saying. If I was sitting right here and this is my desk, I could see out into the school, which in the park and all that. And I remember just shuffling papers and getting stuff ready and packaging and doing this. And I said, Lord, if I could just, and I remember thinking this, if I could just get off this hamster wheel. I might have said it out loud, but at least I thought it. If I could just get off this hamster wheel. So even now, Today, this many years later, if when I find myself like, "Ugh, I don't feel like going in, I don't feel like doing this now, I'd rather stay at home, I want to be in my bed, I want to eat, I want to make me some pain, whatever. I want to go upstairs and chill, whatever that looks like. I'm like, oh, stop, park, back it up. Thank you. Then I have to start giving praise and giving grace. And again, I hate to make everything. No, I don't. I take that back. I do not mind making everything faith based because that's what kept me. That is what's got me to this point. And I appreciate my clients, my customers, and things who congratulate me, or people that come and be like, "How many sweets do you have?" And da 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 da. You have so much going on and da 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 da. But it's a lot to juggle, and now I'm adding more things onto it because that's what God is pouring into me. And guess what? He's gonna give me the capacity to withhold to hold it all and to pour out to you all, and then get more strength and know-how and wherewithal from him, and wisdom and strength, and then I can continue to pour. And it's just going to be this continuous cycle, right? This continuous cycle. And so that's what I'm trusting in, and he knows I'm trusting in him because I don't want to take on all these extra things. But I mean, I do, but it's like, how many hours do you really have in a day? And for those hours, do I necessarily want to be doing something in all of those span of those hours? So moving on, how do you build your clientele? Or how did I build my clientele? I put in the work. I put in the work, right? It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. Sorry. You don't want to look back and know that you have like gloss or lipstick on your teeth. It didn't happen overnight. Like I put in the time, 110-degree weather. I don't know why I had on flats, a little summer dress. I'm handing out flyers. I'm in neighborhoods. I'm handing out flyers. Um, yeah, I'm sure I tried to do like some type of social media or whatever. And I was online and I was putting out posts. I was doing the things I needed to do, right? And I was getting traction, right? But it's just consistency, y'all. It's consistency, staying motivated. Nowadays, you have more of the social media thing, so that can motivate people. Listening to lives, right? Your favorite people that you follow in the industry, in the beauty industry, you follow them. They motivate you. Like, wow, I need to do what they're doing. I want to get where they are. Well, they didn't get there by sitting on social media all day. They didn't get there by uh, chilling in bed all day. They didn't get there by being booed up all day. Like, you lose a lot of time. There's time I wish I could get back, but you can't. So I'm not going to have any regrets. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'd rather have done what I needed to do to get things done than being homeless or starving, or my kids lacking, or whatever the case may be. So I'm good. It's good. It is what it is. And I thank the Lord for the time that I had with them, and the time that I still have with them, right? And so you got to keep it moving. Because, life goes on. I don't care what profession you're in. You're always trying to juggle family, friends, yourself, so your business or your career, what have you. So again, I did flyers. I did, what did I say? Social media. You have to do word of mouth. I'm not a very this is going to sound crazy. I'm not a very vocal person, meaning I'm not the type of person that's going to approach someone and say, "Hey, my name is," or who are you, what's your name? What do you do? I'm not that person. So now, yes, for those of you that have met me, you see me, you're in the chair and all that. You're like, "Oh, wow, she's really easy to talk to, and she's really cool," and that is true. But it's not that happens organically. I'm not one to just like put myself in those type of situations, and I need to do better. I could do better. I could do better. We all could do better. But let's show ourselves some grace, and we're going to do better. So learning how to speak to people. But I did. Now that I'm thinking back, I did get out of my comfort zone. I did get out of my comfort zone. I had to, like, when I had those slow periods, nowadays it's hard for me to promote myself because a lot of times I'm behind the chair. I don't necessarily automate my posts and things. So you have to take the time. I have to take the time to do those things. But yeah, you have the option to automate your post, so you're not having to worry about it takes time to do the content, post the content, the content, the caption, the hashtags, and so on and so forth. I have multiple pages, so you're reposting or redoing it for different, and so Yes, I did. Now that I think about it, now that I'm speaking to you all, I did speak to people. I had to get out of my comfort zone, go into the grocery store. I'm spending money with them. But no, I'm not just going in to get milk, bread, and orange juice. I'm going in there and I'm going to walk up to this lady with my car. I'm going to say, hello, my name is Tasha. I'm a stylist, right? Blah, 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 blah. Here's my car. Or, if you're looking for a stylist or you're looking for a backup stylist, right? I even throw that in there sometimes. If you're looking for a backup, if they look like they had it all together, they look like their hair was already coiffed, they look like they already had a stylist, I would say, hey, if you're ever looking for a backup stylist, right? Because people, their stylists get sick, go out of town, move, fall off the face of the earth. So many things can happen, and they're left stranded or hanging. So hey, or that maybe their coworkers been asking for a stylist, but they don't want to send them to their stylist because they don't want to have to run into them at their stylist. They don't want to share their stylist. So they're like, oh well, I'll give them her car. I look to her work. She looks like she do decent work. I'll send them to her. Whatever. So, or that aunt that you really don't really like that much, you want to send her somewhere else because she keep bugging you to come to your stylist. But anywho, so we talked about flyers or some type of print that you can do. We talked about you heard me throw business cards in there too. I threw that in here, right? So business cards, because people ask for them sometimes. A lot of people say, I don't need you don't need business cards nowadays. I don't really agree with that, because people are still asking for business cards. I've had people come to my door on many occasions, or even out in public or at church or wherever. You have your card with you, because not everyone is going to want to pull out their phone and type your number in, or go to your IG right away, or whatever, or they may not have the same social media platform that you have. They may not even be on social media. So now what? Okay, they could put your information in their phone, but if they don't remember your name or your business name, how are they going to find you in their phone? Like maybe they could put it under salon. I don't know, but it would be easier. Cards, yes, they do get lost. I even tell people sometimes just take a picture of the card, so at least they know they have it in their pictures, and at least they can go back in their photos and find it. But so yeah, flyers, business cards. We talked about social media, of course, and then we're talking about word of mouth, like not word of mouth, but just talking, opening your mouth and communicating with other people, introducing yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. Trying to figure out those ways where you don't get a no. Again, that's one of the reasons. That's how I kind of tricked my brain. Instead of saying, "Oh, they might say no," just say, "Hey," or if you're ever looking for, if you need a backup stylist, I'm not even trying to steal them from their style. Like, not if you're looking for a new one. Hey, if you ever need an additional stylist, or you need a backup stylist, here's my information. Oh, okay. I got, who's going to tell you no? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying you're kind of like covering all your bases. Either you need a stylist, or I could be your backup stylist when your stylist is unavailable. Boom. Because the reality is people are so last minute most of the time. Most people do not plan it out properly, and so now they're ready to get in with their stylist, and the stylist is booked. They just thought about it, just came up for air from the week, and now the stylist is booked. I'm gonna make sure this lighting is turned up as much as it can be, because it just looks so dark on here. It looks so dim compared to here. But otherwise, I look cute, but it just looks really dim. But anywho, to wrap this up, because we're at 20, almost 23 minutes now, only 15 on here again. I don't know why it's not recording, but if you missed it before and you're like, she ain't introduced herself, it's Diva Styles TV podcast, Diva Styles TV podcast. Respect the business. That's what it is. So back to the points. The flyers and business cards, right? Social media, number 2. Number 3, introducing oneself, opening your mouth and talking to people. Number 4 would be word of mouth. So now make it easier for people to want to say, oh, yeah. Because people might say all day long, I'm going to send so and so, I'm going to send this many people to you, da, 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 and then they don't never hear from anybody that they supposedly sent to you. So, yes, I gave out incentives for people to do that. Oh, I'll give you $10 off your next service or something if you refer people to me, right? Hey, if they plan on coming to get their hair done on a regular basis, $10 adds up. If they come to you twice a month, they save $20. They can go to an extra movie. They or however many Starbucks coffee. What is that? 4 of them, right? Roughly 4 Starbucks coffee. Yeah, fraps or whatever. Let's see what else. I mean, especially if they come to you every week, or they want to come to you every week, saving $20, or saving $10 per person. that could pay for them a week or two of services. 2 weeks worth of services or whatever, 3 or 4, the whole month. They could, getting more and more discounts, not maybe pay for the service, but they'll have more and more discounts, and that can add up to another service that they can get with you, right? Um, or maybe they're saving to get some highlights with you because they really love your highlights, your dimensional color, whatever. The point is, or that's an interesting thought. Hey, you could be like, hey, I know you've been asking about color for a while, and I know you have a lot going on. Hey, you send me 2 or 3 people, and I'll do your highlights for free. I'll do your highlights. I don't want to say for free, but if you want to say for free, that's fine. Totally up to you. It's your marketing. But I would say, yeah, that's a cool idea right there. Refer me 3 people. Refer me 2 people, 3 people, whatever you want to say, and I'll do your highlights. Or you can say refer me 1 person, and I'll give you a partial highlight. Give them a couple of little face frame, and a couple of at the top, especially if they wear their hair in a sleek style or a bob, or wear their hair long but they don't wear it curly, and you give them a couple of face framing highlights just to give their look a little pop. Look, come on, come on. So anyway, I might have to add that one to mine. Come on. But for me, for the longest, for a while, we were just talking about that because someone asked me, do I promote Diva Styles? And I'm like, I have started back promoting Diva Styles. I said I kind of stopped for a minute. I won't say completely stopped, but I really wasn't heavy on it at all because I was getting burnt out, right? And then there was a lull because while I was still busy with Diva Styles too. You have people in and out; they're not consistent, things of that nature. Which is why we're having this conversation about how to build clientele. Because again, while I have these conversations with people about the fact that it takes time, and I'm sure other people have talked to them about it as well, how it takes time to build your client. They're like, oh yeah, I know, I know. And then 3 days later, crickets. 3 days later, crickets. 3 days later, crickets. You're like, okay, I just had a conversation with you. And I'm exaggerating. In some cases, it's more like a week or 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, a month or so. But people are just not motivated. They're just not wanting to put in the work. And so, yeah, I'm just going over some tips. Hopefully, you've written them down. I'm not going to keep going over them because we're almost at 30 minutes and we need to move on to the next segment. And I don't want to be rushed, but again, at the same time, remember these segments are meant to open up the dialogue, right? It's meant to open up the dialogue. It's not necessarily meant for us to dissect it all at the same time. At the end of the day, this is a video and I want you all to be interactive. So that means that you're going to have to send in comments and questions. You're gonna have to send in experiences and testimonies that we can share with the public so that we can encourage other people who are building their clientele or have had some of these scenarios that we are talking about, right? Like cancellations, having to block someone, and things of that nature. Which I have a funny story about that one, in reference to the blocking portion. I'm telling you, it's funny. I hope I remember to share it. If not, I'll put it in the notes on IG. But yeah, so putting in the work, showing up. You can't stay at home and expect the business owner, the salon owner, to be like, oh hi Cindy, hi Sheila, hi Kim, hi so and so. So yeah, we have someone here that's wanting to get their. No. Now you have to hurry up. You weren't ready. You're in your PJs. You're not put together. You got to get a babysitter for the kid, whatever the case may be. It is too much. So what is the old saying? I have to tell myself this sometimes too because I'll be at home, and I'll start responding to customers, responding to clients, checking social media, trying to post content, trying to put out content that should have been put out like forever ago. I still have quite a bit of. I have Atlanta stuff that I didn't even put out yet. It just hasn't been put out. It crosses my mind from time to time. I didn't put it out. Like there's plenty of stuff I could put out. Like so I'm not hurting for content. There's stuff I could repost that I put out a long time ago that people that started following me haven't even seen yet. And so that's another thing going back to social media. If you have content that you or pictures on your phone or whatever, things that you've already put out for the public, child, nobody saw that stuff. Like even with my people ain't see my stuff. Like there's people out here with thousands, millions of followers, and no one has seen their stuff. Like there's plenty of people who've not seen their things. So reposting is okay. Reposting is okay. Okay, so I have to tell myself that sometimes reposting is okay. I saw, you know how you have memories in your phone? Well, my phone, a memory came up about, it was like a rod set. I'm gonna try to remember. I can't. I found it finally, but I didn't find those photos. I don't know why the photos are not consistent. Like I found beautiful ones in my. So I just need to go back and try to screenshot them. So anyway, beautiful rod set. We had already done her color previously, and so the curls were popping. And I'm like, well, I need to repost this. So that's content that nobody remembers or it never even probably saw. A lot of people did not. So I don't even know when I posted that. I could go back on my page and find out where I posted it and then, like I said, repost it, repurpose it, right? And so, anywho, moving on. So we talked about some ways. Also promos. We talked about promos, how you can do a nice promo to get people to refer people to you, right? Get referrals and word of mouth. And so there are other options as well. Those are the main ones that come to mind. And then, of course, at the end, like I said, being consistent, showing up, sowing the seeds, putting in the work, putting in the time. And so the old adage that I was going to mention was, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's what came to mind for me to me today, from me to me. I had to tell myself, like, if you stay ready, if you get ready, you don't. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And why did I say that? Because now I've done all of this stuff, business related. I'm laying in my bed. I'm trying to, just relax or whatever because I went to bed so late. I'm still doing work. But at the same time, I didn't get ready for the day. I didn't get ready for the day. I didn't get ready for the day. Like I had an idea, right, what I was going to do, but it wasn't done. And next thing you know, I'm running late for the boutique. Then the client is right behind that. I went from not having a client right after opening to like having a full, like she got multiple services that was going to basically run me into my next client, which was going to run me into my next client. So now I have a full day, whereas I thought I was going to, not true. I could have blocked out my calendar, which would have still left me that chunk of time. But the money looked good. The money looked really good. So it was cool. I'll figure it out on the back end. But motivation, we see all, we see the houses, we see the cars, we see the trips, we see everybody booed up, we see everybody at dinner and brunch and such. But what are we doing to make sure that our we got everything lined up so that we can get that done? We can go and brunch, we can go and take trips and block your time off and take trips and do things at this and the third. Like I have trips coming up with my kids this year, next year. I'm not asking anybody for any PTO. And no shade to anybody that does, because that's phenomenal. That's how we get paid as beauty professionals. We need y'all to be taking PTOs. We need y'all to take some time off and say, you know what, I'm gonna shut my computer down. I'm gonna come in and get these highlights in the middle of the day because I don't want to keep you all night getting this done. We're not doing this on Saturday. We're gonna do this on this Wednesday. I need y'all to we need y'all to bring the computer, bring your laptop to work and get it done and take care of the calls and do your your meetings and such while you're at the salon. We need y'all to do that. We need y'all to do that so that So, but no, we're all working together. So, again, if you've not seen any of the other posts, the purpose of Diva Styles TV podcast is to bridge the gap between the beauty professional and the customer. Between the beauty professional and the customer, we want to bridge the gap, bring it together so that we can be on an even playing field. We can be on the same page, right, in that book. And so it also will help people once we do that. And while we having these conversations and broaching these topics and concerns and situations and such, testimonies and whatnot, then now what we're doing is we're encouraging, or we're helping the customer respect our business, right? We want them to respect our business, and we're also encouraging. We want to respect our own businesses so that it does set a precedence. It sets a precedence for others to respect our business. Okay, and now actually that might be a really good segue into what I was thinking about when I chuckled a few minutes ago. And now we're at almost 34 minutes. So I want to go ahead and definitely wrap this up. So this is going to be the ending, right? So this kind of talks about this. Does it have anything to do with building your clientele? No, not necessarily. However, this is going to speak to that conversation, or that conversation I broached, right? The topic that was broached in a previous video, which is when to block clients, or when to block customers or when to block clients. And then the other one was when to fire a client, right? So they kind of go hand in hand, but they're a little bit different. They're a little bit different, but they can definitely go hand in hand. And so we won't go back down that road. But today I had a young lady pop up on me because I have a note outside of my inside of my window for Golden Goddess 28 Boutique. So Gigi 28 Boutique, I can't sit there all day long. I don't have help all day long, and I haven't been looking for any. I just, if you need assistance that bad, people are going to come over there. If you're just there just to be nosy and chit chat and ask questions and look around, and, oh, this is cute. I don't have time for that. That's cute and everything, but you can look at how cute it is from the outside of the door, outside of the window or whatever. And I don't say that to be rude or mean. I just can be a little bit direct, but I'm being serious. Like, I'm not gonna sit there all day for that. Now, once I decide if I want to have someone in there or rotate people in and out of there that I can trust, that's fine. But right now, it's me and sometimes my baby girls. Well, my daughters, I should say, they're not babies. And so I have a note that says, hey, come to suite such and such if you need assistance, right? And so that's what they did. They came to the suite. It's right there. It's like, not that they have to go meandering. It's right there. So they came to me and they're like, hey, and the voice was kind of familiar, but I was like, I didn't really, think about it too much. And she's like, yeah, you remember me? And then she's like, she told me she wanted to get some hair. She wanted hair, and she told me what she wanted. She wanted a frontal, some bundles, and all that. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm on the phone with DoorDash because well, I'm gonna talk about them because they are who yeah. Anyway, we work together. So I'm not gonna talk, but don't play with my food. And so their driver put my food at a different suite. And I remember my husband saying he had sent the food. So I'm thinking, dang it, I was just about to text him and tell him to send the food like in a couple of hours, because I knew I needed to get to finishing this client and then I needed to get to the next client. I said, oh, I can eat in this block of time. Well, I didn't get to him quick enough because he already had sent the food and I was eating at that time like a little something I brought from home. But it wasn't going to be enough to tide me over for the day. So moving on. So she comes to me and so I'm on the phone. I have like literally DoorDash in my ear. She's at the door in the middle of a client. And I can't blow dry the client because now the lady on the phone is telling me she can't hear me. So I had to turn my blow dryer off and I'm trying to get this rectified, thinking that they could send me another batch of food out. Like, that's what I need them to do. You've already left my food out. It's now, I need to eat. I'm hungry. Let's go. So anyway, I'm talking to them and I go and help her. So while she's in there, she's like, oh, this is pretty. So it was like this beach wave unit, whatever. She ended up getting the unit, which is cool. But no, before then, she was like, I just want to apologize for before. I just want to apologize, whatever her words were. But that's what she said. I just want to apologize to you. And da 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 da. And so because I see that you blocked me and da 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 da. It's not funny, but it's funny. No one has ever, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, y'all. I hope I don't spit my drink. Oh goodness. Mm-mm-mm-mm. No one has ever said that. Like, I'm sure people can tell when you block them. Some people are savvy enough to know, other people do not. They just don't know what's going on. But I told you I don't have much patience for foolishness. And so, yes, I will block. I have a lady cancel two crochet appointments within 2 weeks of one another. So she canceled one like a couple days prior because of whatever was going on. Oh, the storm. Then she canceled, yeah. Yeah, I think, well, because the storm happened and her kid's ball game or something got changed the time. So I said, okay, well, yeah, today's not going to work because I had no other time that I could do it. And she couldn't come in at other times. So then she had another appointment 2 weeks later for whatever reason to get another, and she blocked. You're playing with my time now, especially on a Saturday, in the middle of Saturday. So now we can still do business. She's not fired, but she is blocked. See, I told you there was a difference. I told you see the difference? The two are not the same. And I mean, whatever your terminology is fine. I'm just telling you from my perspective. This is what I'm saying, that my definitions are fired and blocked are two different things. So you may be blocked in certain ways. Like she's blocked from from booking online, because now I feel like my time is getting messed with. However, she could still text me and say, "Hey, Tosh, I've tried to book online, but I was unable to." I'm gonna say, "Oh yeah," and I'm gonna say, "Well, what day or time are you looking for? Date and time," and then they're gonna tell me, and then I'm going to look it up, and then I'm gonna have them pay a deposit. Boom. So now if you don't come, fine. I like, at least I made something versus you just shutting it down a day or two before the appointment and now I made nothing, possibly. And again, whether I made money or not, whether I get two, three more clients in that slide, it doesn't matter. The point is I'm setting a precedence, and that is the point. That is the point of the story. So we're setting a precedent, or those two stories, let me say, because one apologized for how for getting blocked. I'm gonna tell you why she got blocked in a minute. And then the other one is blocked because she's canceling multiple appointments. So now you're blocked and you have to do a deposit. So, but I'm setting a precedence because she's gonna, yeah. And if she books again, she books. If she doesn't, she doesn't. She doesn't come to me enough for me to really. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but she doesn't come to me enough for it really to make a huge deal. It is a great thing to have customers and clients and even people who come sporadically, but she's not coming to me on such a consistent basis to where I'm like, oh, this was. And I have people. There's two people now who I don't even know why they stopped. Mother and a daughter. I don't even understand. I don't even know. I'm not calling. I'm not asking. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it probably anyway. Maybe there is. That is a conversation that we can have going forward. That's something that crossed my mind the other day. I think we did have that conversation. I have to go back and look. Do you call? Do you text? What do you do if someone stops coming to you? Do you send an email? Things of that nature. I think I did address it in like the caption or something of a post. So why did I block the young lady who came and apologized today and purchased a significant amount of things, might I add? Yes. See, and so she apologized because she was canceling orders. Like, do not, I think on my site, and I probably need to change this. Well, I won't tell you what you can do. But anyway, what I'm saying is that she basically reserved hair for pickup and then she didn't come and pick them up. So I'm going to change that to where you have to pay for it in advance, or they can reserve it, but I'm going to make sure I reach out to them and say, hey, in order for this to be reserved, you need to pay this deposit. And it's probably going to be about half the amount or at least a third of it, right? So that I know that they're serious and it shows of good faith that they're going to actually show up and pick up the hair. Um, and so I didn't do that. I know it was one time, it might have been twice. And so that's what she was referring to. And then she was just getting on my nerves of other reasons. I think something about coming to get her hair done before, and then she canceled at the last minute or never showed. After I had just serviced with her, came to service her, to give her, let her buy hair Thanksgiving, I think of last year. So we're talking about almost a year ago that this started. No, cancellation here. You don't show up here. You order hair and then you don't pick it up. No, that means I boxed up the hair pretty for you, put it in the bag. Everything is ready to rock, the tissue paper and all, and then you don't show up. So now you're wasting my time. You're playing with my time. You're playing with my merchandise. So no, we don't have to do business. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So that's why she was apologizing, and I appreciate that. So like three times over the course of the thing, she's like, if you could she's like, can you unblock me? And I said, I'll try to remember. I was like, just if I don't unblock you, I said, just text me. Maybe she's blocked on text too. That may be what she's talking about. Oops. I have to make a notation. So I'm gonna have to unblock her on email and unblock her on text message. It is what it is. It is what it is. I have another story about blocking. I'm not even getting into it right now. It is fine. It is finished. It's done. And it's okay. But guess what? God replaces. Don't stress about it because God will replace it. Hopefully you believe in it. But believe, trust in, and do right by others. Don't be ratchet. Don't be sitting up here canceling left and right. And then when they cancel, you want to be shady. No. I'm saying you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. And then they canceling and doing this and acting a fool. No. People might say, Tasha, that's just part of the business, but hey, whatever. And I'm sorry for my newbies who listen. For my newbies, my people who are new stylists and you're new to the business, no, let me back up. you will have to be more humble. I try to be humble, but again, I told you I don't have much patience for BS, for bull crap. But you're gonna have to be a little bit more humble because you are starting out and you do. I'm not saying take no crap now. I'm not saying take crap. I'm not saying let people disrespect you or disrespect your time that you can be with your family or resting or getting your mental health together or self care together. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that sometimes you have to like give people a little bit more grace, a little bit more leeway because you're growing and they're trying to figure you out as well, right? Because you don't have as much experience most of the time. Most people that are going to cosmetology school, coming out of cosmetology school, don't already have a background. They have a little something that they know, but they don't have a clientele. They're not like the bomb at doing hair, right? They're still learning the ropes, getting their feet wet. And so you're practicing basically on in some instances, right? When people come work with me, you're not practicing. If I feel like you're not, if I don't think you're equipped enough and know the techniques, we're gonna learn them. We're gonna learn them. So that's what I'm saying. There's no excuse for newbies because you can come and I will teach you. Now I'm gonna start doing classes for them because it was just taking too much out of me doing these random classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then doing clients all day. I was burning myself out, and these people are unappreciative. So there probably will go on forward be like I will resume having the it's like a refresher class for people who are coming out of cosmetology school but didn't feel like they got what they needed from cosmetology school. It would be a refresher course for that, right? And we will go in depth about rod sets or rollers. I'm sure you know roller sets, but how to do rod sets properly and flexi rods and relaxers because a lot of people didn't get a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience doing relaxers in cosmetology school. I found like I was just finding out everything. I didn't really care for some of the techniques that they had, and they kind of like felt like they were just trying to be the fastest at doing a blowout instead of being precise with it. So that got on my nerves. So I just stopped and help with that. But again, I'm here to help. I try to be as humble and gracious about it, and I was super accommodating, so too accommodating. So that won't be as much anymore. You're gonna have to come on these particular days, come on at these hours, and that's that. That's that, right? Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to be sending you clients to help build your clientele, and so the salon can make money, then it has to make sure that it's done the way I want it done. It may not be how someone on YouTube or else on YouTube or someone that you learned or whomever or your favorite person you follow, but it's gonna be the way I like it so that I can put my name and my rep, if you will, for on the line for that particular customer to say, hey, this stylist did what I told them to do. And so, hey, we are not accountable for this and the third. But if you didn't do what I told you to do, if you didn't follow the steps that are laid out before you, then hey, now we have an issue. And so it's gonna come out of somebody else's money, not mine. But anyway, I'm just joking. The customer comes first, and so yeah, I'll do what needs to be done because I don't want the person to be. And it's been times when I felt like the customer was happy, and I was like, ooh, that could have been a little bit better. But anywho, so that was I hopefully you got the points. If not, you got to go back and watch this later on and or rewind and get the points about what we talked about as far as how to build your clientele. Yes, when I'm saying it on video, it does make it sound super simple, and I understand that it's not. I understand you have bills to pay. I understand you have mouths to feed. Possibly you might be taking care of an elderly person or your mom or your parent or your grandparent or your aunt, uncle, whomever. You might be trying to do whatever you're trying to do, whatever your goals and aspirations and passions are for the future. Yeah, I know you're trying to get to those levels and get to those plateaus, but you have to lay the groundwork, right? And everybody wants to just be insta famous, right? You want to be insta famous, you want to be the insta stylist, you want to be this, and it's like it doesn't work that way. So consistency, putting in the work, staying motivated, and then of course go back and look at 1 through 4 or listen to 1 through 4 about what I said on those notes. Now we are done with that. Done with that. And so look, we don't have any music because I don't want to get copyright infringement. So until I play with that a little bit as far as what's acceptable on here, and hopefully it'll be the same for YouTube and IG. We're just gonna be just us, right? So hopefully you all start sending in some questions, some comments, some feedback, so that we can go back and discuss that. And I'll start to put out in advance what the topics will be, so that I can start getting some questions, and maybe we can also start doing some call-ins and such. I'll have to bring my other phone, I suppose, or I'll figure it out so that we can do like online calls, or I might just do pre-recorded calls. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure out how to do that and upload them to my laptop so that you guys can hear them and we can discuss them from there. Or I can answer the questions from there. Okay, we'll figure it out. We're working through it, baby steps, baby steps. Give me some grace. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get through it. We are done. We are at 40 minutes and some change, or 48 minutes over here. And I cannot believe the time that it is. I'm not even going to tell you what time it is for real, like the actual time, Eastern Standard Time. All right, y'all. Now, this is going to segue to the beauty segment. So today I talked about earlier. I don't know if this caught it. I don't know if IG caught it, but I know I had it on YouTube. But I was like, ooh, my skin tone was like uneven on here. It was uneven, especially where my front, my smile lines are. Under here, you can still kind of see it faintly, right? Because I didn't like go in and put layers of makeup on. I don't really like putting stuff on my face, but I do like how this evened it out and it's not looking crazy from one to the other. I didn't put any makeup on my neck area. This was like super close. I was actually kind of like, it was messing with my eyes because I was trying to do my makeup in this camera. I won't be doing that anymore. That was weird. It's just not the same as doing it in a mirror. But anywho, what did I use? So I didn't put on any extra mascara, but I do have mascara on already. I could have put on some extra mascara, but I did not. However, I did, and then I have this liner, but I haven't really used it. I kind of attempted to put it on the other day. I was like, I don't feel like fooling with this. This is a liquid eyeliner, waterproof liquid eyeliner that one could use. But what I typically use is just this pencil. It's just is it a lip liner or eyeliner? Is it an eyeliner? It is an eyeliner. And so it's really nice and soft already. So it glides on really, really well, right? So this is just by Kiss. I try to keep a couple of these in stash, for when I run out. Because like right now, I'm out of the brown one that I typically use for my brows. I probably have one somewhere. I just haven't looked in one of my bags or whatever. And so I used the MK Precision Brow Liner. So I did use it. So this technically is a brow liner, but I've also been using it as a lip brush because it's softer. It doesn't give you that harsh line like this one would. This one's like really, really faint. It's a dark brunette. So I can just like line my lips with it. hmm And so yeah, do it that way. So this we're taking like just a quick little beauty moment just to show you kind of how you can do something a little simple without doing too much. And ladies, because I'm on camera, so I wanted to even out my skin tone, even though I'm going to more than likely use a filter to soften things out even more. Even without a filter on, like there's no filters on right now, I am pleased with what I see because I'm not, I put a little bit of concealer. I thought I pulled concealer, did I not? I did not. So I put a little concealer, this Chestnut by Bobbi Brown. I put this underneath here and here, and then I did like this, this. And I think that's it. I think I ended up going in here a little bit because it was just looking a little bit, you know. And so I used that. And what is this, chestnut? And then after that, I was just gonna leave it, because I like dabbed it in with like a little blotter. I just use this because this is what I had with me. I used one of these, and it was able to really get into those nice little creases. I didn't use multiple blotters. We were in a hurry. It was time to start filming. I just wanted to be quick about it. And then to wrap this up, then I just decided to go ahead and put my CC cream on because I was going to put, before that I did put a little Bobbi Brown skin foundation in Cool Walnut. And so it looks like a little lipstick tube. And so I was able to kind of go in there, just add a little bit of layer. I didn't put it under my eyes, but I did put some a little bit there, just a little bit. And so that's what it looks like. And then I was able to block that, dab that, blot, dab. And then I went into my CC cream because it's super lightweight and my skin was looking kind of dry just from the day. And so I was like, oh, I could have put more moisturizer on, but I didn't. And I didn't have my mister like I've had before to give me that dewy look. So I just put a CC cream on because it's wet. It's like creamy. And so this is, it has SPF, but that makes no absolute sense right now because we're indoors and it's dark out. But anyway, I love this because you can layer it. So I just did literally just one layer. And then last but not least, like I said before, I did the liner just to kind of give my lips a little bit of accentuate the shape, if you will. And then I went in with I did miss one thing. I went in with a matte, like I went in with a matte lipstick, right? Just to add a foundation to my lip. And then I hit it with this. Now, you know, it's like this is way darker, but I didn't want such a bold color on my lips. I just like literally dabbed it and then I rubbed it in, did one of those numbers. And then after that, I added some of this. Yep. And so, because yeah, that's what I did. So that is that in a nutshell. Mascara, liner, a little bit of the brow. A lot of times I didn't do it just now because I did it this morning, but I will put take this off, put a little bit of, I'll take a little skinny brush that I have in here. And don't judge me my brushes because they're ridiculous. Is this it? Is this it? Looks weird today. I don't know why it normally looks skinnier than this. But like take this, dun 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 dun, and then I'll just kind of like trace my brow and then take a Q-tip and then just clean them up, right? Normally I like them darker, but like I said, I'm just using this little light chestnut one, and I just was in a hurry this morning, just made them really simple. But typically they're darker because I'm using this pencil, which is more pigmented. Like I said, I'm out of this particular one. That is all. That is all, and I was very pleased because, like I said, it evened out my skin tone. Maybe made me look better on camera, and that is it. So if you just want to do something super simple like that, probably would have taken me 10 minutes, at home. Maybe, I mean, 15's pushing it. 15's pushing it. We are officially done. Boom, boom. And we're almost at an hour, but it is what it is. I'll talk to y'all in the next segment. See ya. Ciao. Diva Styles TV podcast. Respect the business. Let's do some photos. Oh, maybe because of. Oh, wait. Hold on. What? You're kidding me. That better not show on what's the name? Ugh, you're kidding me. I hope that has not been showing like that today. I hope that was covered. I hope when I lean down that was not showing. I'm gonna have to edit it out. Oh my gosh. I tell you, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I forgot to end the live stream.